Hello friends, this is Abhinav Jha and today we are going to do our first experiment, and our first experiment is Armstrong number. So Armstrong number is a number that is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of number of digits. So here we are taking the input from the user, the number which should be entered, and the first while loop, as you can see here, is for counting the number of digits in the number, followed by the second while loop. The modulus of the number is taken, and the sum we have already initialized to 0. The number is raised to the power of the number of digits of the number, and similarly the sum of the entire digit is being calculated. And here we have already initialized the entered number from the user to another variable. After the sum which has been calculated, it will be checked with the sum. So if it is equal, we are giving here one output that the number is Armstrong, else the number isn't Armstrong. So the next experiment is our factorial. So factorial is basically the product of the numbers which occurs before the number. So here we are taking the input from the number, and here we are taking two variables, a and b. B we have initialized to 1, and a will take as input. So the reason why b we have initialized to 1 is that uh, it will always multiply the number which occurs before the entered number to 1, and similarly this for loop will uh, go until it reaches a. So our third experiment is prime number. So prime number is a number which is divisible by 1 and the number itself. So similarly here we are taking two variables, x and k. K we have initialized to 0. K is actually a flag which will increment every time, and x is the number which will take as the input. So here we have taken x as the input, and here we will run one for loop uh, till x, and the x will be divided by each and every number which falls between 1 and the number. And if the number is divisible and the remainder is 0, so the flag k will increment each and every time. So as we know that prime number is only divisible by 1 and the number itself, so if this condition is satisfied, the flag should increment till 2. So here we have a condition: if k is equal to 2, it will give an output as prime number, else it is not a prime number. And our next experiment is palindrome number. So palindrome number is a number that remains the same when the digits of the number are reversed. So here we are taking a total of 4 variables, x, y, a, and sum, which we have initialized to 0. X is the input which will take from the user, and initially we have initialized y as x, so later we can match the input to the reverse number. So the first will this the number is divided by 10, so that we take the last digit of the number, as you can see here. Before that, the sum is already initialized as 0, so it starts from here. The sum is multiplied by 10. After that, the number which the user has entered, we take the last digit of the number, and that number is added to the sum. Then the number is the digits are reduced after this statement has been executed, and this loop continues until and unless the number is greater than 0. The reverse number, if it is equal to y, as we have initialized x to y before, then the number is palindrome, else it is not palindrome. Next experiment is Tribonacci series. So Tribonacci series is basically a series in which a number is the sum of the previous three numbers which occurs before itself. So as we can see here, we are taking n as an input from the user, and the sum we have uh, initialized to 0, and we take the number f1, f2, f3 which occurs before the entered number, and we verify whether that number is equal to the sum of those three numbers or not. So our next experiment is a star pattern. Uh, so in this experiment, we take the number of rows as input from the user, and suppose we enter 3. So as you can see here in the output, there are total of 3 rows with incrementing stars in each and every row. So here we take two nested loops, and it is executed till the number of rows, and at every statement the star has been executed. Thank you. Bahut